Texaco Star Theater time from coast to coast, starring James Melton.
I will bring you music as swiftly as a dove. My song will fly. So swift my song will fly. The solid spaces, the joyous notes take wing across the sky. And in the music of love that I am bringing, may there be an echo to fill the night with singing. Oh, let me bring you music from
Texaco dealers from coast to coast welcome you to the Texaco Star Theater, ringing up the curtain on a half hour of friendly fun and music with James Melton, Anna Mary Dickey, David Brookman, the orchestra, and the Lynn Murray Singers, and our special guest, Ed Wynn, the fire chief. This spring, old winter thin lubricants in old cars make a Texaco spring changeover more important than ever. Drive into your Texaco dealer for a change to premium quality Haviland motor oil, for the right Texaco quality lubricants in transmission and differential, and for the vital protection of Marfac, Texaco's famous chassis lubricant. See your Texaco dealers this way. And now here is James Melton.
Thank you, John, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Texaco Star Theater. We'd like to start the musical proceedings tonight with Love Stars, a new song based on an old theme that we introduced here just a few weeks ago.
You are my love star, shining above. Darling, you are my bright star of love, just like a bee
Our Victor Herbert song tonight is 40 years old.
Yes, from the revival of the Red Mill. But his songs are for the age of romance, which is any year, Jimmy.
Yes, and I suppose that accounts for the long popularity of Because You're You.
Love is a queer little elfin sprite,
Blessed with a deadliest aim,
shooting his arrows from left to right,
bagging the rarest game.
filling our hearts with a glad surprise.
Almost too good to be true.
And still, can you tell me why do you love me?
Only because you are you, dear.
Not that I am
Not that you are fair, dear. Not that you are true. Not your golden hair.
my eyes are the
Not your eyes of blue.
when we ask
When we ask the reason,
when we ask the
when we ask the
James, what opera is the fire chief going to explain tonight?
Well, John Reed, you see, we've had so many letters from parents that tell us that their children stay up to listen to the Texaco Star Theater that the fire chief's going to do a special opera for the children tonight, Hansel and Gretel. And here he is, the fire chief himself.
Hello, James. Hello, John. And hello, children. This is Hansel and Gretel, you know.
Yes.
This is really, John, this is a children's opera, you know.
Oh, really?
Oh, I love children, especially little boys and girls, you know. Now, this is Hansel and Gretel. Hansel lives next door to Gretel in the opera, you see. Now, Hansel is a square boy, but the square part only comes down to his ears. Gretel, she's the girl, you see. Gretel has a face as sweet as sugar and twice as lumpy. One day, Gretel's mother, this is a lovely scene, John.
Yes.
One day, Gretel's mother says, Gretel, I'll never forget when you came into the world. You were born in the middle of the night. And Gretel says, gee, Mom, I hope I didn't wake you up. Some are even worse than that. Now, Hazel, that's the boy. Hazel's father has been wearing a blue suede suit so long, John, that the back of his trousers shine just like a mirror, you know? And Hazel, that is the old man's son, has been following his father around all day. He wants to see how he look at his old man's pants, you know? As the curtain rises, Hansel and Gretel are in school. The teacher says, Hansel, the government wants us to use darker flour. Do you know what that means? And Hansel says, it won't mean anything in our house because every morning the toast comes out black anyhow. That's brand new, that joke. Dumbfounded, the teacher is dumbfounded. She says, school is dismissed. She said to the children, go to the woods and pick some berries. You know this opera, don't you, John?
Yes, I do.
Well, this is a beautiful scene in the woods.
Yeah.
In the woods, Hansel and Gretel, they come to some talking trees. See, this is a children's opera.
Talking trees?
Yes. One tree says, hello, children. Another tree says, hello, kiddies. Then a tree says, get them bums.
That's the tree that grows in Brooklyn.
Wait a minute, you know. Isn't that good? Oh, I love operas. They're so different from pinball machines. On the beach, when the children walk through the woods, they go to the beach, and there's where they are frightened by the witch. If you saw the opera, there's the witch in the opera. And this witch is sitting on the burning sand. She's really a hot sand witch. That's what I love opera. At this instant, Hansel's father rushes in. What a scene this is. He sees the witch who was scorched from the burning sun, and he is delighted to see her, because it's the first case of scorch he's seen in years. At the finish of the first act, while they are still in the woods, the father says, "Children, let's eat lunch." I want you to hear this, John. Yes. So he takes out a little tea and he opens a can of sardines. Listen now. The instant that the can of sardines is open, one of the sardines sticks his head out and says, "You better look elsewhere, bud. This place is all filled up." He's But I'm dying to hear the second act.
Oh, the second act, John, of Hansel and Gretel's Mom. Hansel and Gretel are now grown up, you see.
Yes.
Gretel is now very fat, but she's only fat in one place. That's between her feet and her head. Well, it seems that Gretel is kind of a spinster, and she has been asked to marry many times by her father and mother. One day she says to Hansel, "Hansel, now that you're a man, what are you going to be?" He says, "I'm going to be a baseball player with the Washington Pirates." She says, "You mean Pittsburgh Pirates? There are no pirates in Washington." And Hansel says, "Oh, no? Well, wait till you pay your income tax." Yes, that's true. That joke by any other name would smell the same. Well, anyhow, Hansel takes Gretel to the movies. This is a beautiful scene in the opera. And while they're at the movies, Gretel says, "Why don't you put your arm around me?" And Hansel says, "I can't. That's the hand I use for sticking gum under the seat." Well, this makes them sweethearts. Now, on the way home, this is very interesting. Hansel says to Gretel, he says, "Gretel, there's something you should know. Every morning when I get up and put my hands down around my knees and pull them up again, I get terrible pains in the back." And Gretel says, "Then why do you do it?" And Hansel says, "Well, if you know any other way for a guy to get his pants on, I wish you'd tell me." Don't you think that's good? I love that, you know. Well, anyhow, Gretel says, "Well, there's something that you should know about me." And then Hansel says, "What is it?" Gretel says, "Well, I have water on the right knee and water on the left knee." And Hansel says, "You ought to be in pictures." A week later, Hansel says, "Darling, drinking makes you look beautiful." And Gretel says, "I haven't been drinking." He says, "I know, but I have." Then he says, "I see you've made your hair blonde." She's angry now, and she says, "I see you've made your nose red." He said, "Yes, but I don't have to go to the beauty parlor once a week to have the end touched up." I think that's delightful, personally. Well, as the final curtain comes down, Hansel proposes to Gretel, but Gretel refuses to marry him. And Hansel lives happily ever after.
This is the TEXACO Star Theater with James Melton, Anna Mary Dickey, David Brookman's orchestra, the Lynn Murray Singers, and our special guest, Ed Wynn. The Berceuse by Godard is one of the world's best-known and best-loved melodies. Julia Schechter plays the violin obbligato for this lovely lullaby, which James Melton sings.
Cachés dans cet asile où Dieu nous a conduits,
Steve, come over here and listen to John Reed King. He's going to tell you about a special pump. Oh, say, don't tell me. I know all about those pumps, James. My uncle stopped at one of those fire chief pumps. You know what happened when he came up to the station? The attendant said to my uncle, he said, "Hello, old top, new car?" My uncle said, "No, old car, new top." Don't you get that?
Steve, I am not talking about the fire chief pump.
Oh.
I am talking about the pump that's right next to it. Car owners, next time you're out driving, turn into a Texaco dealer and pull up at his premium gasoline pump. That pump will introduce you to the magnificent power, the superb power of today's better-than-ever Sky Chief gasoline. Do you expect me to believe that, John? Your opinion doesn't matter, Chief.
Oh,
Remember,
definitely.
there are two sides to every question.
Oh, I know that, and there's two sides to a piece of fly paper, too. But it makes a lot of difference to the fly which side it lands on. You know that?
Yes, and the choice of a gasoline makes a lot of difference to the car owner.
Oh, you got it in anyhow.
That's why I say Sky Chief.
Yes.
Sky Chief is the premium result of all Texaco's wartime research in developing improved firepower.
Sounds marvelous.
With Sky Chief propelling your car, you enjoy luxury power.
Is that?
You feel the difference in your driving, in your car's eager response to Sky Chief.
I didn't catch the name of the product, you know. That's it.
In the extra lift that comes from the mastery of great surging power under all driving conditions.
It sounds really wonderful.
Well, you should use it, Chief. I hear there have been lots of complaints about how long it takes you to answer a fire call.
Oh, that's ridiculous. We answer all calls. It's true that we had no telephone in the firehouse, but all letters are answered promptly, you know.
Impossible, Chief.
What?
But car owners get Sky Chief.
Yes.
Note how much more smoothly, more flexibly you maneuver in traffic.
Yes.
How effortlessly you take the hills.
Isn't that wonderful language he uses?
It's true, Chief.
Yes.
It's very true.
Well, I'll tell you something about taking hills. Last Sunday, my uncle was in a town where the police jack up the front wheels of your car and tow it away if you park too long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
Well, my uncle was asleep in his car, and he woke up suddenly, and he saw the front wheels of his car up in the air. And he said, "My goodness, this old bus sure can take the hills."
Car owners everywhere, the next time you drive, promise yourself the thrill of commanding luxury power.
Advertisers all
Try today's better than ever Sky Chief, your Texaco dealer's premium gasoline for those who want the best.
Well, I'll stick to my horse.
Oh, you'll stick to your horse.
Yes, you have less accidents driving horses anyhow.
Well, how do you make that out, Chief?
Well, all I know is that when you drive a horse, you don't depend entirely on your own intelligence. One of the last songs written by the late Jerome Kern was In Love in Vain, and we had the pleasure of introducing the song on the air not so long ago. Since then, it's joined the select group of top favorites. And here's Anna Mary Dickey to spotlight it again for you.
It's only human for anyone to want to be in love, but who wants to be in love in vain? At night you hang around the house and eat your heart out and cry your eyes out and rack your brain. You sit and wonder why anyone as wonderful as he should cause you such misery and pain. I thought that I was in heaven, but I'm only up a tree, 'cause it's just my luck to be in love in I thought that I was in heaven, but I'm only up a tree, 'cause it's just my luck to be in love
And now here's a little Western music with a few pages from Ferdy Groffet's Grand Canyon Suite, On the Trail.
We'll ride away along the trail that follows the sun, and hope someday we'll meet some wonderful one. I'll sleep tonight and dream of her, my wonderful As I was a-walking one morning for pleasure, I spied a cowpuncher riding along. His hat was thrown back and his spurs was a-jingling, and as he rode by he was singing this song. Whoopie-tie-yi-yi. Get along, little doggies, it's your misfortune and none of my own. Whoopie-tie-yi-yi. Get along, little doggies, you know that Wyoming will be your new home. Wonderful one, I'll sleep tonight and dream of her, my wonderful one, riding along on the trail that follows the sun. I dream of her, my
James, what's for next week?
Well, John, first of all, on behalf of all of us here, I'd like to say au revoir to Anna Mary, whom we'll welcome back to the Texaco Star Theater real soon. And in the meantime, next week, Edwin, the fire chief, will unravel some April foolishness with his topsy-turvy view of HMS Pinafore. We'll have David Brookman, the orchestra. I'll be here for a few songs. And our guest singer next week will be the talented young newcomer, Jane Lawrence. So until then, this is faithfully yours, James Melton, saying good night, friends, and see you Sunday.
Texaco dealers from coast to coast invite you to tune in next Sunday for another performance of the Texaco Star Theater and to drive in anytime. Remember, you're welcome. Whenever you hear the siren and bell, think of Texaco. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.